We love a good trend, and we've got the hottest camera right now, Nikon ZR, but we're not talking about this in this video. It's all about auto-focusing anamorphic lenses. But this is full frame, not Super 35, full frame. And surprisingly, when I first opened it, I thought it was actually smaller than I thought it would be.
This video is sponsored by Siri about the world's first full-frame auto-focusing anamorphic lenses, a trio of them with T1.8, and what's more, somehow they're narrower than the Super 35 ones.
But this is a nice size, nice and compact, kind of long, but slim. I've got a 67mm filter on that, and I've got the whole trio. They've released a trio of lenses. Astra, I've got my triplets here, handily put in my pocket. Boom, now we're ready to go. Autofocusing, it's great for the solo creator who wants a little bit of anamorphic magic in their videos. Because Siri have switched things up a bit, we're going to do exactly the same. You know, we're going to switch things up. Well, we're just going to go to the same place as we usually do for Siri videos, just over there. But anyway, I've got a new coat on this time.
People really like salad.
I think the filter thread might even be narrower than the crop ones, I mean the Super 35 ones. Oh, I'm not sure if they're legit. I think those are the poo-poos. The screen is massive. I forgot how massive the screen is. It's brilliant. You know, I'm not being paid by Nikon, by the way. A lot of people were jumping on that ZR bandwagon, and why not? Because it is a great camera if you want a bit of redness. So it's a good time, if any, to invest in some nice anamorphics as well. So we've got the 50, we've got the 75, and we've got the 100.
Yeah.
Let's start off with what might be the most popular focal length, the 50. And you know what? I'm pretty curious to see how they perform with the ZR.
You don't see. God has given you eyes, but you don't see with your spiritual eyes.
Well, I think it's time for me to frame this shot with my spiritual eyes. At least my real eyes, anyway. There should be some flaring here with the bus.
As it turned out, it didn't, but it won't be the first time Transport for London disappointed a member of the public. Thankfully, I can flash a light in the privacy of my own home, and these Astras come with a choice of either blue or neutral flare colour. The latter, which you can see here, has a very slight amber tint to it, but I personally like it because it isn't as showy as the blue. But if that's exactly what you want, then you've got the blue, obviously.
So, we've got the 50. I mean, they're built quite nice. It's all metal. You've got the gearing here. Got iris lock. Oh, nice clicky action there. That's for the aperture ring. Third stop. Function button. AFMF switch. So focus all the way down to 50 centimeters. That's for the 50mm.
And there's a 10cm bump up in close focusing distance as you bump up to the next focal length. Still quite close, which is useful for getting close-up shots of products like here. Obviously the lenses don't have stabilisation, but the stabilisation on the ZR seemed to work quite well to provide stable handheld shots. I just wish the ZR had anamorphic D-squeeze. As it is, it's all a bit squishy on the screen.
Let's try the other lens. You're going to record the moment I drop it. Let's try this lens. Don't know what it is. 100. No, conveniently, all three lenses are 67mm filter threads. So you can be a cheapskate like me and just use the same filter. Just have to unscrew before I screw. There we are.
You really just dropped that lens front down without a cap on it?
Yeah.
I
I'm sorry.
cannot believe you did that.
Not sure what Dan's complaining about. These pockets are lined with a soft material. That's why I keep my keys in there, so they don't get scratched. So, same filter size, same max aperture, and the gearing position is in the same place. Just a little difference in the length on the front end.
Size-wise, there really isn't too much in it. The 100mm is a little bit longer, similar length.
The focusing seemed great on the 50, but I was expecting a bit of a drop-off in performance when going straight to the 100. Surprisingly though, it did a decent job of tracking subjects moving towards the camera. Well, and also with tracking subjects moving away from the camera too.
And focus speed's surprisingly quick actually.
When there's a sudden shift in focus from near to far, with the AF speed on the ZR set to 0, the 50 and 75 pull into focus more smooth and steady compared to the 100. The 100 snaps that focus quicker, but it sort of overshoots the mark and has to correct itself. I found that setting the AF speed to -3 worked wonders for the AF on the 100 though, none of that overshooting the mark and correcting itself.
Yeah, so previously I've used Siri's autofocusing Anamorphics. Yes, they were sponsored, but they surprisingly cover quite a bit of full frame. It's just with a bit of vignetting, softening in the corners. That could be an effect. But if you don't want that, then this makes sense. And I don't really see what compromises there are. In fact, you should just get these, in my opinion, and you can use on crop as well. That was not sponsored.
Basically, before we do these, Kai goes down the street, gives out 100 quid to everybody he can, and they just come up and shake his hand and pretend
Exactly,
they know
I arranged it. Please meet me at that bin that smells like vomit. And I'll be there waiting, of course. I must say, this is 1.33 times, so not really super stretched out. But 1.33 times, I think, is quite nice if you're a creator and you're using it for your YouTube videos. You don't want too much of a stretch, like for your B-rolls. You're doing your talking bits and then suddenly, boom, it's like a little letterbox. 1.33 times, well, it looks like this.
And for those feeling a bit fancy and are going to get the whole set, they produce quite a uniform look. Although for the sake of flaring, the 75 and 100 flares just that little bit more extravagantly, coupling up with a bit of ghosting, sometimes giving you twice the anamorphic flaring for your money.
Oh, that's closed down. Do you remember last time we did a Siri video? And you had me out there.
Oh, that's a shame. It was a good place.
Yeah. Well, that's the 100. When we do a little swapperoo with a 75. Okay, so this is the 75. This is going to sound...
They're all the same size?
Near
enough.
Really. I mean, this
Near enough.
is going to sound bloody obvious, but the 75 is in between the 50 and the 100 in terms of length.
But there's no wide at the moment.
There's no wide. No.
Well, we almost got full frame with
The 20.
The 20 and the 40, right?
The 40 felt like it had better coverage on full frame than the 20. The 20 is quite a bit darker in the corners. But you know, if you're using Sony and if you're going to be using it with active stabilization, it's going to be punched in anyway. So you probably won't see that too much.
Surprisingly, we bumped into a celebrity on Oxford Street, although he seemed a bit more two-dimensional in real life.
It's a bit too tight with this one. No, 75 it won't. Have to be back.
In areas lacking space, the 75 can seem a little bit too tight, but it provides that little bit more shallow depth of field than the 50, which I like. But if I had to choose one for my own use, it would be the 50. But talking about bokeh, I think they're pleasing, all of them. Soft enough, couldn't see any hard edges. Of course, this is sponsored, but it's all here for you to see for yourself. And you can see even more on their Kickstarter page with more info and of course, early bird offers for backers of this project. You can click the link in the description box below for more details.
Yes. So available in all good mounts. Apart from Canon.
Wait. I was going to say,